to Home Day on City Line. We will have many decor lessons for you today. Let's start with the sexy Shai DeLuca-Tamasi. You like that one? Now, I love this. I'm sure you have a ton of friends that are always saying, Shai, I need your help. You're such a great designer. You know what you're doing. I got this project. I want you to weigh in. This happened with you and a friend and their balcony.
It did. So, you know, I find now that a lot of people were prepping for the cottage in the springtime, and they kind of forgot about their homes. And now we're coming into long weekends. People are entertaining, and they're like, uh-oh, now I got to do my home as well.
Right.
This was on a budget. They spent everything they had on the cottage. They didn't really have much left for the home, so I wanted to show them you can absolutely do it on a budget, and it can look fantastic with 6 simple steps.
Okay, so just a few $100s.
Few $100s.
Yeah, we're not talking about a ton of money.
Nope.
Let's check out the before.
Let's look at it.
So you walked there to your friend's place. You saw the townhouse. This was the the balcony.
It made me sad. I had to sit down and cry.
You wept a little bit.
It was sad, but yeah. No, I mean, you know, it's a typical urban balcony.
For sure.
This is a townhome. It has the exposed brick. It's on a second level, so this is actually the roof of the lower level. You know, it has some tar. Nothing really interesting, and they wanted to do quick fixes. So we're going to show everybody at home how to actually do exactly what we're going to show here on a budget.
Let's take a peek at it. The good thing about this balcony is that there's a good amount of space.
There is a good amount of space.
Some people only have a tiny little strip, right?
Like me, or a Juliet balcony. They're worse.
Exactly.
Juliet balconies are worse.
Nothing. So this is gorgeous. It's got so much depth and different textures and color.
Exactly. And you know I love color.
You love color.
Let's start with the first thing. So let's start with, first of all, cleaning out all the clutter. Sometimes, often, we use our balconies or our terraces as extra storage for our home. So, you know, come summer months, it's like, well, now I don't have that, you know, I don't have that space to use. But your balcony should always be an extension of your home. It should be an extension of the interior design that you have in your home. So clutter, gone. First things first. Second thing, when you're looking to do something on a budget but you want it to look great, we always talk in interior design about keeping finishes similar, and the less finishes you have, the more airy, the bigger the space feels. So starting with the planters, which are going to be a big thing in any balcony, the planters should be the same style. So these are both contemporary from Sheridan.
They're beautiful.
They're beautiful. They're at varying heights, which is nice. It gives us a little bit of depth, a little added, you know, a little added something. But the important thing is that they are of the same style. So it makes it look a lot cleaner. It makes it look like it was an intentional and well-designed space.
Now, you weren't in love with the brick, were you?
I wasn't in love with the brick. I mean, you know, brick is, and there are tons of things that you can do to fix brick, but they are very costly.
Yeah.
So we went to Rona Home and Garden, and we got this great lattice, which we could actually put over the brick, and we colored it in Benjamin Moore flint, which gives it a very contemporary feel. Now, when we're talking about lattice, most people know lattice to be on an angle, like a diamond shape. That's very traditional. Lattice in a square shape like this gives a little bit more of a contemporary feel, so it's something that you can do in an urban space and not feel like, you know, it's very traditional, like my grandmother's lattice with the rose bushes and, you know, thinking back then, right?
I think that's kind of genius. I like that. That is so low cost and
so
really good impact.
And the nice thing about it also is that you can hang things off of this, so you're not then damaging your facade of the home. So, you know, come wintertime, throw it out, do it again next year if you want, and change it up, and change up the color.
Totally.
Right? Let's talk about turf. So designers, we've always said for years, Astros turf, it's like, you know, it's like a bad thing. But AstroTurf, the quality has become so much better in recent years. So you can really get a good quality for not a lot of money. And this, again, is also from Lowe's. It's nice underfoot. So it's nice to be able to take your shoes off in the summer. You're wearing your flip-flops, you want to take your shoes off and just kind of walk over it. But what it adds is, in an urban jungle, in that concrete jungle, it gives a little bit of color. It gives a little bit of like a luxurious feel to the space that otherwise wouldn't have it.
Also makes it feel kind of comfy, cozy.
Right?
I like that.
And you can always put a rug on it should you want to, an outdoor rug, and kind of define the space. Absolutely. Let's also talk about the plants that we choose. So plants are really important because this is going to dictate your color concept.
Yeah, these are beautiful.
Beautiful. Again, from Sheridan Gardens. Really beautiful plants. We varied in heights again because you want your eye to be brought up and brought down. It gives depth to the space. The color concept here, we're going to pull colors from. And to save a little bit of money after the plants is they wanted to keep their existing tables. So this is from Lowe's, and what we're going to do is, instead of, what do I always say about using furniture sets?
Oh, you always say break it up.
Break it up, right?
Break it up. Don't use the set.
Instead of using a set, I decided to use these great ghost chairs and added some fun punches of color with the pillows that we have in here. And it really breaks up the set. It makes it look a little bit more custom.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like you just bought it out of, you know, a big box store. And finally, you know, it's always fun to accessorize with different colors and different pieces that you can get. And I found this great company in Toronto. It's called KT Linens. She's fantastic because what she does is you take a picture of your outdoor space and she will build an entire linen line for you based around the space. And it's so cost effective.
Okay.
A set of 4 like this runs something about $25 for the custom napkins, which is, you know, definitely comparable to what you'll pay in big box stores as well.
You know what? Sometimes custom is the way to go.
Absolutely.
Everybody thinks it's so expensive, but you have to look into it. Finally, this gorgeous umbrella. This is a nice touch, if you can fit it, right?
And this is always fun to do. So umbrellas, you know, you can get larger umbrellas, but when you have a space that needs a smaller umbrella, if you notice here, it almost is like a sun shape.
Right.
So it gives an added depth to it. It doesn't expand it by very much, but it gives an interesting definition to the space. This is also by Rona Home and Garden. The base is, again, by Lowe's. The one thing to keep in mind is we will, first of all, show all of these tips on the website because it's a lot. It's a lot, so it'll be on cityline.ca. But you can do things under a budget if you do it smartly.
That's right. We're going to talk about lighting as well.
Lighting is going to be the next segment.
Look, I just came up with a great idea. Ding! Let's talk about lighting a little bit later. It's upside down, but whatever.
Fantastic.
I think that's so cool.